Hi students, this is fourth lesson, that is the real number system, and this is the last lesson for concepts. Of course, we have to do the exercise problems and remaining problems which I did not discuss in my previous lessons. In this lesson, let us study some properties of rational numbers and decimal expression, decimal representation. So this is the concept. Ninth standard you have studied this concept actually. You take any rational number, for example, you see 1 by 2, very simple. So this can be written as 0.5. Suppose you take 1 by, say, 2 by 5. This can be written as 0.4. If you take 1 by, let's say for example 2 by 3, 2 by 3, this is 0. Now 0.6, then 0.6, 0.6. This is never ending. So there are two types. I have taken very simple example. So you can see here 2 divided by 3 have to 0, 0.6, then 18, once again remainder to 0, 6, then once again 18, once again remainder will be 2. Like this remainder keeps on continuing, and every time you have to take here 6, therefore it is 0.666. So from these two examples it is very clear. So there are two possibilities for a rational number whenever you represent them in decimal expression. One is it will terminate here, at this point it terminates, at this point it terminates. Of course sometimes you see even 1 by take you can take 8, 1 by 8 you can take. So this will be, you can check here 1, 2, 5. So there are three numbers which are repeating and then it terminates. But there are some other where it is never ending. But the important thing is, in any such rational expression, for example, what happens is, after say it may be 2.3, 23 point also. Say for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 may repeat like this. That means this is repeating 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. It continues with the same pattern, cyclic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is also non-terminating. This is also not terminating, but it is recurring. Same pattern repeats. So therefore, for a given rational number of the form p by q, whenever you write x equal to p by q, so there are two possibilities. One is terminating. This is one possibility. Second one is non-terminating, but repeating. So these are the only two possibilities for a given rational number. Now very interesting thing is this, without actually dividing we can decide whether it is terminating expression or non-terminating expression. That is very interesting. And for this actually we are using the concept of fundamental theorem of arithmetic actually. Say for example you take 25 divided by 8, and another one is say very simple 1 by 7 I will take. Say here if you divide it will terminate. So you can check here 25 divided by 8, 4 carries 1, 0.0, 8 ones are 8, 2, 0, 16 carries 4, then 0. So this is actually 3.125. And if you take this one, you can check here 1 divided by 7, 0.87, then 3, then 0, 4, then 2, 0 once again, 6, 4. See here actually 3, here 2, here 6, here 4, then 35, so 5, 0, 7, 49, 1. See once again when you take this, then 7 ones are 7, so this 3, so this 3 repeats. That means here afterwards once again same thing repeats. You can see here same remainder repeats here, so same thing here also. So this is once again never ending, non-terminating, but it is 1, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, then once again it repeats. Therefore you can write like this. So these are the two possibilities which you know already. But the interesting thing is, whenever the given rational expression is like this, without actually dividing, we can decide whether this is terminating or non-terminating. Idea is this: you take any number x, first write p by q and simplify p by q. If this q, if this q is of the form 2 power m into 5 power n, if you can write it in this form, it is terminating. If it is not possible to write, then it is non-terminating. Let me make this point very clear. Then there are of course two theorems based on this only. So you can, this is terminating because you see, you take p here is 25, q here is 8. Now what you can do is, can you write this 8 in terms of 2 power m, some power, and 5 power n? You can multiply, divide, anything, but you should write this in terms of this only, power of 2 and power. So 8 can be written. So therefore what we can do is 25 divided by this 8 can be written as 2q into. So here m is therefore 3. 5 power n, of course it should be also positive. So what we can do is, we can multiply this by 5. So this also can be written as 5. So now this becomes 2 cube 5 1. But that should be converted into 10 actually. So is it possible? Yes. Whenever you can do this one, it is terminating. See here what I have to do is, once again you can multiply by 5. This also 5. Then this also 5 here. This also 5. So this becomes actually 25 into 5 cube divided by this will be 10 cube. 10 cube. And whenever it is 10 cube, it will be terminating decimal. So this is the idea. But in the second case, what happens is, you cannot write this in terms of 2 power 5. See, 1 by 7 cannot be written in the form 2 power m into 5 power n. So this is not possible. Therefore, this will have non-terminating decimal expression. So that is the idea actually. So, but sometimes it is also possible when 7. For example, you see 49 divided by 14 if you take. So here 7 is their factor, but after simplification once again you get 2. Therefore, idea is there is the denominator should be written in terms of 2 power m into 5 power n, where m and n both should be positive integers. Then the number will have terminating decimal expression. If it is not possible, then the number will have non-terminating expression. Therefore, these two we can take as theorem actually. First theorem is this. Of course, I will say take some more examples. Say theorem 1 is actually if x equal to p by q be a rational number, rational number, then x has terminating decimal expression if q can be expressed as 2 power m into 5 power n for some m and n positive integers. And the same theorem, I need not write once again. If x equal to b by q be rational number, then x has non-terminating decimal exception if q cannot be. If can be, then this is terminating. If it cannot be expressed as 2 power m into 5 power n, then it is non-terminating decimal expression. So this is the theorem actually, these two. Now let me take some more examples and clarify this example with this theorem with the help of a few more illustrations. Say let me take the questions from your textbook only. Say 13, first example. Question is this: without actually dividing, you have to decide whether it is terminating or non-terminating decimal expression. First one is this: 13 divided by 3125. Whether this has terminating decimal expression or non-terminating decimal expression. So this is the. Now here what you have to do is, you have to decide only this one, whether you are able to write this as 2 power m into 5 power n for some m and n. So first consider this 3125. We know this can be 5 can be a factor. Using factor this fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we can actually factorize this in terms of prime. So it is definitely divided by 5. Therefore you can take 5. Then this can be written as, so 5 into 1, 2, then 5. Once again you can write 5 into actually it is 5 cube. So this is 5 into 2. So this is 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cube. Now here what we have to do is, in order to 5 power 5. So in order to make this actually 10 power, what we have to do is 13 into 2 power 5 divided by 5 cube, 5 power 5 into 2 power 5. So then what happens is this becomes 10 to the power 5, and this becomes, of course you can simplify that one, so that becomes the decimal and it is terminating. You need not even see whether it is 10 power something. It is sufficient if this denominator has the expression in terms of 2 and 5 only, no other prime number. So if that is the case, therefore definitely I can say this is terminating. You can actually verify whether it is correct or not yourself. The question is without actually dividing. Second question is 17 by second. Say 17 by 8. Once again, it is very simple. I can directly write this is 2 cube into 17. So into, I can say for example 5 into 5. So that this becomes 2 power m into 5 power n. So this is 85. So it is once again terminating. So this is also terminating. This is also terminating. Then next one is, say 64 divided by 455. Whether this is terminating. So So what you have to do is, so this is 64 divided by, here it is divisible by 5, therefore I can take this way, 4 5 5, it can be written as 5 into 91. So 5 into 91. Now you see here what happens is, this is a prime number 91. Sorry, this is not even prime number. So 17, 13 7. Therefore this is 64 divided by 5 into 7 into 9. No, 13. So 13. But now this 64 is not divisible by 7 or 13. Therefore you cannot simplify this further. So you cannot retain only 5 here. So this cannot be expressed. This cannot be expressed as product of only 2 and 5. If 5 is not there, you can multiply 5 and 5 here, no problem. If 2 is not there, you can multiply here and here, no problem. But 7 and 13 are there, that you cannot take here. Therefore, this is non-terminating. So it is just sufficient whether the denominator should be, is possible to write only in terms of 2 and 5. If 2 and 5 are missing, you can multiply numerator and denominator, that's okay. But somehow you should write in terms of this one, which is not possible. Therefore, definitely say this is non-terminating decimal expression. Let me take a few more. Say 49 by 35. 49 by 35, whether it is terminating or non-terminating. So what I can do is 49 divided by, this I can write 7 into 5. But now this 7 can be divided by, this 49 divides 7. Therefore this is 7 divided by 5. And this is terminating because I can write 2 here and 2 here. So that this becomes 14 divided by 10, which is 1.4. So even if you directly divide this also, you will get the same thing. So this is terminating because we are able to write after simplification this one. Similarly, say 17 by 70. 17 by 70. You can check here. This is non-terminating. This is terminating because here we can write 17 by 7 into 10. But this 7 you cannot take here. It is because 17 is not divisible by 7. Therefore, definitely this is non-terminating decimal expression because 7 is there. Only in terms of 2 and 5 it is not possible to write. Similarly here, there are direct questions also. Say 23 divided by 2 power 3, 5 power say 2. Definitely it is. This question is given as exercise whether it is terminating or non-terminating. It is terminating because the denominator is already expressed in terms of 2 and 5. So it is terminating decimal expression. So similarly 35 by 50. 35 by 50. So this you can write 35 divided by 50 can be written as 5 into 10. And this can be written as 35 divided by 5 square into 2 or 2 into 5 square. Once again it is only in terms of this, say 2 and 5. So terminating. Even you can check, multiply by 2 here and multiply by 2 here, this becomes 100. So it is 70 divided by 100, which is 0.7. So terminating. So similarly 77 by, let me remove this one. Says 77 by 210. 77 by 210. Whether it is decimal, terminating or non-terminating. Here also what you can do is 11 divided by, So you can cancel 7. 7 ones are 7 ones are. Here 7 threes are 0. So it is 11 by 30. But this you can write 11 by 3 into 10 actually. But this can be written as 11 by 2 into 5 into 3. But 2 into 5 is there, but this 3 is there, which cannot be, this 11 is not divisible by 3. So the denominator cannot be expressed only in terms of 2 and 5. So definitely is a non-terminating decimal expression. So this is, I think this much example is sufficient to understand what is terminating, what is non-terminating. Without actually, that what is interesting is without division we can decide just by looking at the denominator. Now let me take 3 examples just to show you when a decimal expression is given whether it is rational or irrational. So this is also given, this is the last example in the exercise. See, one number is this 43.123 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is one number. Second number is 0.120 1200 1200 120000, here 10 20 30 40, this continues same pattern. And the third one is 43.123456789. Then here bar means same thing repeats. Question is this: among these numbers, which is rational? Number one, which is irrational? And among the rational, which is terminating, and another one is non-terminating. For the expression itself is given, but we can answer this one. This is definitely terminating. There is no, it's very evident. So at this point, it stops. If you look at this one, though, this is definitely rational number, no doubt. Second one, if you look at this one, this is irrational because 0.120, then 1220, then 1230. That means one thing is it is non-terminating because this indicates non-terminating. Second one is it is non-recurring also because same thing is not repeating. First it is 120, then 1200, then 12000, then 120004. Next one 5, next one 6, like that. So this is irrational number. Irrational number. This is of course non-terminating. But now the question is, if you express this in terms of p by q, what you get is, you will get x equal to p divided by q, no doubt. But this q can be expressed as 2 power m into 5 power n. Whereas here, what happens is, it will be once again x equal to p by q only. But this q cannot be written in terms of 2 power m and 5 power n only, meaning in the denominator there will be other prime numbers. It may be 7, it may be 11 or n something, which is not dividing this number, so that it will be non-recurring decimal expression. So this actually is the last question in the exercise. Now let me just start a few questions which is given in the workout section as well as exercise. Of course, this we will continue in the next class also. So that this chapter will be over. Maximum I may take another 1 or 2 periods. That is supplement, as I told you, supplementary lesson, where I will be taking only questions. Now let me first sum up what all the things we have done in this chapter. The first one which we did was division lemma, Euclid's. So Euclid's division lemma. So this is the first thing. So that means you can divide a given number whenever a and b are given, then this can be written, a must be equal to bq plus r. Condition is 0 less than b, less than r, less than b. And using this lemma, we have done division algorithm, where we can see we have done this one, a repetitive process, and that is called second division algorithm. And using this one, third, using this one, we have determined how to, we know how to find HCF of a given two numbers, finding the HCF. And the fourth concept which we studied is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So this we have studied. Then based on this one, actually we have studied one theorem. Whenever a prime number p divides a square, then it should divide, p should also divide a. And then we decide, based on this theorem, we have decided, given any number, for example root 2, root 3, etc., they are all irrational because that cannot be written in terms of p by q. Then today we have studied the last concept. Given any number x equal to p by q, we can decide whether it is terminating or non-terminating based on this one. So these are the only a few concepts we have studied under this chapter. What we have to do is, we have to do a few examples which are remaining in the exercise. Let me take only one question. See, the question is this: show that, this worked out question, show that every positive integer is of the form 2q, this is a worked out question, or 2q plus 1, and that every this is positive. If it is every positive form, and that every positive odd integer, this is for even, every positive even integer can be written in the 2q, every odd number can be written in 2q plus 1, where q is some integer, so this is the thing. So let us take, for example, this is the first question, meaning every even integer can be written in this form, every odd integer can be written in this form, 2q plus 1. So now what we do is, let, to do this one, let a be the given positive integer. Now let us take b equal to 2. Now you know this one, division algorithm. From division algorithm, there exists a q and r such that a must be equal to 2 into q plus r. But what is the condition? Condition is such that 0 less than or equal to r less than b, actually, that is 2 here, because b we have taken 2. Now look here. Therefore, let me sum up to this one only so that it is clear. Our idea is, given any positive integer, either it should, if it is even, it should be written in terms of 2q. If it is odd, it should be written in terms of 2q plus 1, where q is some number, integer. Now, by division algorithm, given a and b, there will be two unique integers q and r satisfying this condition. A will be equal to 2q plus r. But what is the condition for this r? R will be between 0 and 2, strictly less than 2. But it can be 0 and, now how many cases are possible for r? Now r can have only two values. What are the two values? One is, r can be 0 because inequality is there, or r can be 1 because between 0 and 2 only 1 is remaining integer. Therefore, now when r equal to 0, look here, a will be equal to 2, r equal to 0. That means this is even integer. And when r equal to 1, a will be equal to 2q plus 1. Therefore, given any integer, either we can write in terms of 2q or in terms of 2q plus 1. Let me clarify this one. Say for example 13, this is odd, therefore I can write this as 2 into 6 plus 1. So this is our q. Suppose you take 16, it is 2 into 8 plus 0. So this is, definitely 0 I need not write, 2. So this is 2q form, whereas this is 2q plus 1 form. So all the odd integers can be written in this form, all the even integers can be written in this form. So this is the example. See, using division algorithm, we can prove many such interesting results. Let us do in the next class, and that is in the supplementary lesson. As I told you, I may take 1 or 2 lessons depending on the number of questions. With this chapter will be over. I am very happy that many students are watching my lesson. In the last week, the number has crossed already 80 within a very short period. So this actually encourages me that CBSE 10th standard students are very much interested to watch the lesson. I will be regularly uploading all the lessons till the end in your textbook. And please watch the lessons first, main lesson, then you go to the supplementary lesson, because once the concept is very clear, problem solving will not be difficult. That is one thing. Why I have divided this? Sometimes if I do exercise, then the concept exercise, there will be compartmentalization. So in examination or test, you cannot say that this question has come from 1.1, 1.2, etc. Once the concept is clear, you assimilate them, then work out all types of questions in the chapter, so that you will have confidence any type of question you can do. Therefore I have done these 2 tracks actually. So please subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed, and share with your friends. Let us meet in the next class with some more examples. Then of course in the next one, next chapter, maybe polynomial, then other chapters, whichever is there in the textbook. Till then, bye, take care.